Welcome to Billionaire Bootcamp number 1. We're going to teach you what it takes to be independent and a real-time billionaire from the scratch to the end by a special technique invented by Benjamin Graham to see first the value of money related to products. If you have any kind of questions regarding whatever it is, you're welcome to ask.
Hello everybody, welcome to my very stunning, full, wonderful channel, Billionaire number 1. I'm going to create $900 billion. I am going to create $900 billion. You are welcome to subscribe to my channel, ask me whatever you want to ask me. But for very first, subscribe to my channel if you're serious to become something bigger, financially. You need to see me as your servant. You need to see me as your teacher. What I teach you, it's like, nobody's able to teach you what I'm about to bring to the table. It means your so-called girlfriend is never going to teach you what it requires to reach the promised land. Financially, to reach the promised land financially. And secondly, not your so-called best friends. They are not even close to tell you what I'm going to teach you. You are welcome to subscribe to my channel and ask me whatever you like. Well, everybody, for very first, what is a journey in general? It is a journey to become financially bigger. It is a journey to, so it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen absolutely overnight. So what is my first step? What is the second step? What is the third step? So you need for very first to create a goal. The very first goal is like a 3-month plan. That is the very first goal. It's like to create a 3-month plan. It means in general, after 3 months, you need to do that sort of, balancing situation, like where am I right now, and where's the journey going to lead me? So you need to understand, you're not gonna create overnight $1 billion backslash 900 billions. For very first, all you need to do is for very first, every billionaire has written a book. Every billionaire has written a book. Every single billionaire. Or there's a book that has been written about a billionaire. You need to understand that. And it means, for very first, study the nature of a billionaire. What is the nature of a billionaire? What it requires to come to that sort of level of a billionaire. It means you are required to read at least every single day 100 pages of a billionaire. You need every single day to spend at least 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours listening to a billionaire. So people who already made it to that sort of financial big time level. And let's talk about women. Women in general, so every billionaire needs to sacrifice a lot of things. For example, let's talk about women. If you think let's assume the fact you are not a billionaire right now. Let's assume that sort of fact. So do not spend your money. Sorry for that. Do not spend your money. Absolutely do not spend a single coin on women. I tell you that. Because you're going to need every single coin to grow into a billionaire. Well, everybody, you are welcome to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any sort of questions, do me a favor, just ask me. As I told you before, you must start to read books written by a billionaire. Otherwise, you go no places. Financially, if you want to make it really, really big, you must read, sir. And what else? Comfort. Yeah. Well, comfort is the biggest enemy of success. So everybody thinks like, I want to have a comfortable life. Everybody thinks like, I want to have whatever. So if you're not on a level of a billionaire, I tell you, do not buy an expensive car. If you're not on a level of a billionaire, I tell you, do not buy expensive clothes. If you're not on a level of a billionaire, I tell you, do not spend your money on expensive women. If you're not on a level of a billionaire, do not go to Prada, Chanel, Gucci, or Versace. I don't know what all these names are, but do not waste your money. So if you want to become 900 billion, billionaire worth 900 billions, I urgently request you to subscribe to my channel. Becoming a billionaire worth 900 billions, it's definitely not for everyone. The journey to a billionaire lifestyle is not filled with, like, let's say, rainbows or sunshine. You need to make a lot of sacrifices to reach that upper financial state level. It demands completely focus and effort. So I'm gonna give you a little example. For example, if you're a tennis player, there are rules. There's the frame of a tennis court is set, and those rules are even set. So all you need to do is like to practice, to sacrifice to become the best on the tennis court. That is exactly the same situation. Like if you want to reach the billion level, the level of a billionaire. And I told you already that I want to become the bigger than Mr. Warren Buffett itself. It means like I sacrifice my time. I just finished my girlfriend, so I came in touch with another girlfriend, and so I finished her because she was like very unreliable, so I couldn't build something with her, so you need to understand, you need to build things up, you need to sacrifice your time to success. And if you have a girlfriend and you kind of so I sent her a text message all the time and she didn't reply. We live in a time of Facebook or Instagram, we live in a time of in a time of social media. Everybody has these sort of very modern devices like an iPhone constantly in their hands. So basically everybody's reachable, but at the same time everybody's not reachable, so it's very, I do not understand really that sort of situation right now. It's the time we are living in is a little bit, I don't know, strange. So I couldn't understand her, and I make the decision so what is important for me? Where do I want to go in life in general? So I make the decision well, darling, this is the end and we need to separate, so because I want to build something and I thought we could build something up together, but if you go to another direction and you do not understand what it takes to build up a great relationship, so it's better to separate, so that is what I did with my girlfriend. It means stay away from gold diggers, so gold diggers, what is a gold digger? We take Mr. Donald Trump, we take Mr. Donald Trump as a guide example, and his wife, backslash the so-called first lady. I know she is the first lady, I know that. I really do know that. But in general, you need to understand, she is how can you have sex with such an orange, somebody who looks very orange, so, and, but it requires two to play that sort of game. You need to understand that. And, yeah, and more important is, if you have a gold digger, a girlfriend who is a gold digger, she is basically stealing your money in general. It means you cannot grow financially. Your girlfriend is stealing your future as a billionaire. Get rid of her immediately. That is very, 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 very important. And additionally, you need to understand that if you want to become a higher success, you need to understand who you are. You need, because it's a life what you in order to become who you want to be. Your current life, your current reality of what you are right now does not make you rich. You need to understand that the situation you are right now in does not make you rich at all. You need to understand that. So you yourself, you need to make that sort of change. Not your girlfriend, not your gold digger girlfriend, not your neighbor, not your so-called very best friends. So if you want to have any sort of advice, I tell you, you need to read books. I tell you, if you want to have any sort of advice, I tell you, you need to subscribe to my channel, because your gold digger is never going to tell you what it takes to become a billionaire. All she does is stealing your money, basically. Period. That simple. It's not very difficult not to understand that. What are the things that sets you back? So if it's your gold digger, if she sets you back, get rid of her immediately. You have nothing to lose. It's cheaper to go to a prostitute from time to time, so if you're into that sort of game, so me personally, I cannot go to a prostitute, so it means so I go for the big shot. It equals love or nothing less. If you lack discipline, you need to understand you're never going to make it big. If you lack that sort of big discipline, it means discipline means you need to wake up very, very earlier than anybody else. You need then to sacrifice your time. It means you need to work on your skills to become a billionaire. You need to read books. You need to listen to my channel, for example. You need to educate your mind what a billionaire is. So it means you need to wake up very, very early, because only people who are broke stay poor. So it means it doesn't matter whether you born poor or broke. It doesn't matter. So but if you end up you are broke, if you die broke, so it's your creation, so it means, do me that sort of little tiny favor and listen to me. If you are broke, born broke, it doesn't matter, but if you die broke, so it's your creation. If you die rich, it's also your creation, So, that is, discipline. I was with discipline. So what is discipline? As I told you before, you need to wake up very, very earlier than anybody else. I do, for example, a video every day in order to maintain my momentum. I produce every day one or two videos, so it means I'm your servant. If you have any sort of questions, whatever it is, you need to just to subscribe to my channel. And I created also an Instagram, but it's still in the process right now. But for very first, discipline, it's like sport, so I'm gonna give you an example. For example, I told you something about there's that sort of situation being on a tennis court. If my competitor is the opposite, my competitor is a professional. It means a professional. He plays 100 times tennis, and me, I played only one single time tennis. Guess who's going to win the game, the match? It's my opposite competitor. My competitor is more experienced. It means we're going to take that as our guide example and going to link that as a blueprint to our situation, how to become a billionaire. It means you are not educated enough, you are not trained enough, you do not spend your time with a billionaire. It means in general you do not read books written about or by a billionaire. So you're never going to reach that sort of promised land to become a billionaire. That simple. That simple. It is that simple. It's not an easy journey, it's not filled with rainbows and sunshine, it's a roller coaster. It means like it's about up and downs, it's not gonna be a very, very easy journey, because otherwise everybody would consider to become a billionaire, so it means like you need to sacrifice your time, you need to sacrifice your money, you need to sacrifice your a lot of things, like your girlfriend, your so-called girlfriend who's actually a gold digger, your so-called friends, they are not going to bring you to that sort of specific level, so the only people who are going to bring you to that sort of level is basically me, if you subscribe to my channel, or if you start to read books written by a billionaire or about a billionaire. Poor people stay all day long in front of a television, for example, but because they stay in front of a television and watch like 10 times in a row, like, I don't know, Friends, for example, so they gonna stay broke, so cut off all that sort of very, very low entertainment level, cut it off. It brings you to no places, than like where you are right now. It means like the situation you're right now in, the personality you are right now. It means you are a broke individual, You need stability. Additionally, it means like you need to have a stable life. So what did I do? What did I do to have a stable private life? I have few little friends. Few friends, like let's say 3 or 4, whatever, and I mean male friends. So it means like I can rely on them. That's a fact. I rely on them. They are really honest. If I send them a text message, like they are going to give me immediately an answer. Immediately. Not like my former so-called girlfriend, like, who was a cool gold digger. She was like, so I sent her a text message. After 3 days, she gave me an answer, and, so she came up with an excuse. I went to her place, the Wi-Fi connection was really, really bad, and, so it brings you to no places than trouble over trouble, and so you can't really build something, so, but with my friends, with my best friends, I'm in a position to build something up, a strong bond, a strong connection, and that is what you need as a stability in your private life, because you must have a very, very stable private life. If you do not have a very, very stable private life, you're never going to achieve a stable professional life, so everything starts within your household, everything starts within your soul, everything starts within your, you need to have a healthy mental psyche, for example. So otherwise, you are completely lost. You must move yourself and position yourself. You must meet new business partners, or it means like you have to have a stable private life. Nobody's going to bring you to a billionaire level, only you yourself, not your neighbor, not your gold digger girlfriend, not your so-called best friends, but you're gonna say, but you told me something about your best friends. Yeah, I told you something about my best friends, so there's a point where I can rely on them, but I cannot really, exchange informations like how to become a billionaire. The only thing I do is like, I read a lot of books written by a billionaire or written by a millionaire. Sorry, billionaire. I want to become a billionaire, not a millionaire, so it's like, it's that journey, so I want to have $900 billion, so yeah, you need to sacrifice. Success means to sacrifice. If you feel your environment is keeping you away from being a billionaire, sacrifice your friends, sacrifice everything that sets you apart from your big goal. Move somewhere else, or yeah, you need to make that sort of change. I know it's very difficult if you are kind of like in a relationship, if you're kind of like in a comfortable environment, but in general, what I told you already is, you yourself, you need to sacrifice that sort of situation. You need to walk away from people that these people who are going to set you apart from your big goal. Every coin needs to be planned, so do not waste your money on Prada, Versace, or I don't know what, or expensive cars if you do not reach that sort of billion level. The luxury lifestyle, the big mansion, the big car, the private jet, that is to be seen as the end result after years are living completely beyond your needs. So if you think like you're let's take that as a guide example. What I plan like for very first. You need to save your money for very first. It means like if you start like to save, I don't know, let's say $100 each month, so why not start? It's better $100 than nothing. But I tell you, if you really want to make it big, you need to save bigger numbers, so I don't know what your situation right now is in general, but it's better for very first. I'm gonna give you that sort of advice. You need a place to sleep. You need something to eat. You need your health, and you need good friends and shelter. That's all you need in life in general. It means like you do not need to live in a luxury apartment because that's going to kill all your money. What you need to do is like you need to sit down, you need to read a book, and then you're going to understand that you do not really need these expensive things to become a billionaire. If you think you need expensive things to project the image, like that you are worth, I don't know, whatever, just to project the image, it's a sign you are broke. That simple. That simple. What you need is, I told you before, you need a place to sleep, you need something to eat, you need, that's basically all you need. It means like, if you are able to manage to find a place, a very, very, very cheap place, it means like where you are able to save $1,000 monthly, so you're going to reach the promised land, financially the promised land faster than when you start like to sacrifice every single month like $100. It means after 12 months, you should be able, like if you save every single month like $1,000, you are then able to, like, let's say have $10,000. I know $1,000 multiple 12 months makes $12,000, but sometimes, like, so life is very challenging. I told you, to become financially independent, it's a roller coaster, like, so it's like, if you are able to save $10,000 after 12 months, so that's a very good fortune to start to invest, like in a stock, for example. But that is another topic. So the simplest way to get to the 900 billion level is to sacrifice comfort. It is interesting how people blow their cash away just to project the image they are impresses their enemies, so to pretend that they can afford. Look, my dear enemy, look, I'm able to afford, like, I don't know, a Versace. I'm able to afford, like, a Chanel. I'm able to afford, like, a Ferrari, for example, so what's it, basically, what you tell me by that is you are broke. That simple, sir. Poor people stay out of cash by trying to look rich, while rich people are getting richer by acting they are poor, so it means like every single coin is very, very important. Like, I mean, every single coin, not like every third coin, like, so I tell you something. You need a place to sleep. You need clothes. You do not need expensive clothes. You need proper shoes. You need trousers or whatever. So a jacket, a winter jacket for example, and that is basically all you need. So and a place to sleep and food. And if you think like you need the most expensive shoes, these most expensive trousers, if you think like you need these most expensive apartments, so it's a sign you are broke if you're not a billionaire, so that's simple. Getting rich or becoming a billionaire, you need to collect every single coin. So, how to double the money? For first, you are broke. Otherwise you wouldn't listen to me. There's no reason to sit in front of a TV, for example. You should read books, creating something, or selling something, or trying to get another job, for example. So. And it's not like I told you. It's not an easy journey. It's not the way to reach the promised land. It's not a journey like So it's very, very challenging. I tell you. I'm gonna tell you something about myself again. I wake up like every morning, 5 o'clock morning time. Every single morning. So what do? Okay, I drink my coffee and I go to the bathroom, and after that I start to read a chapter in a book written by a billionaire. Every single day, sir. And sir, I'm going to return very late home, like 11 p.m. What do I do then? Do I go to bed? Absolutely not. What do? I start to read again a few chapters in a book written by a billionaire. Additionally, I do 8 times a day sport. 8 times a day, what does it mean? What does it mean? It means like I go every day, every single day, 8 times for a run. I run every single day, 8 times. I go for a run. Then I do like a little bit like that sort of crunches, lifting weights, and yeah, you need to stay in shape. I mean, your mind needs to stay in shape. So it's like you cannot sit in front of a computer all day long and going home and sitting in front of a TV. It brings you to no places. So. A friend of mine, for example, he is worth 10 millions, and I told you before, do not waste your money, do not pretend you are rich. He is worth 10 millions. Guess what? He still lives in a very, very, very tiny apartment. He is worth 10 millions. But he still lives in a very, very tiny apartment. Because I tell you why. Because all he wants to do is like to keep his money to make it financially bigger. It means if he is kind of like that sort of guy who considers to throw his money all the time away, it means he's going to stay on that sort of very, very, very cheap level. He's going to stay like a small size billionaire, or one day he's going to end up very broke, like a broke future, like a formerly rich man who sets a pattern to, who sets a pattern to be broke in the future. Yeah, that's the term. Yeah. So yeah, that was like quite a journey, so, and I tell you, so subscribe to my channel, and, I'm gonna guide you to the promised land to reach that sort of financial, to become a billionaire, so to become $900 billion worth $900 billion. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out.